Welcome. I'm Shanti Dechin, the founder and director of Aromatherapy Healing Arts Academy, and I'd like to share with you a carrier oil that's called macerated or infused. Now, you can infuse a lot of different types of plant matter, and they also have a lot of different benefits. This is arnica flowers, and it's interesting. They're very light, they're very small, but these are dried. So this is what color they are when they're dried. Calendula is a beautiful oil for the skin. It's really nutrient. And usually what I do is I take the little base off, and then you're just left with the flower petals, which are these beautiful golden flowers, little tiny ones. But these are going to be for infused. Now, all of this plant matter is dried, so it's very different than if you were going to distill an essential oil or a hydrosol. So recently, I've been able to harvest these beautiful rose hips, Rosa Makita, from about just up the block from where I live in the forest. They are excellent to add to skincare. And usually what I do is I take a beautiful wicker basket and then I put a piece of paper towel underneath and then let these dry for 2 to 3 days. Because you really need to dry the plant matter before you do an infusion or a maceration, which is the same thing. So I just spread it out, and then I will put it in a glass jar when they're done. And they can be used at any time. So the shelf life for these dry herbs is quite a long time. So when you order them, you don't have to be in any hurry. Now, I have put together for this rose hip in a little jar. You don't need a lot of rosehip oil. If you were doing maybe arnica and you were a massage therapist, maybe you would want to do it like in a bigger jar like this. Make sure that it's a clean jar and it's sterile is the biggest pieces that you need to do. I have ground all of this rosehip up in a coffee grinder, but my coffee grinder has never seen coffee. This is just for herbs, okay? The same thing. It even smells really good. So now some companies that I've gotten even rose hips from, they will not have the seeds included. And to me, I would think that the seeds would add more nutrients to the whole thing. So I leave them in there. So I've ground this up. This is ready to go. And partly why I'm demonstrating this is to show you how easy this technique is. I usually use either olive oil or jojoba because both of those have extended shelf lives. Whereas if you use safflower or sunflower, they don't have as long of a shelf life. So this will be really good for the rosehip oil. You prepare the plant matter exactly how you want it, and just leave a little bit at the top because you're going to end up shaking this. And you start pouring in the oil. It takes a little bit for everything to get saturated. Again, you can bring it up to eye level if you want. But obviously, if it's a heavy jar, then you can put it down on the counter. Now, I use chopsticks. I love using chopsticks a lot because you can poke things, you can make sure that everything is even within the jar, and then I'm going to add a little bit more. So as I mentioned, it takes a little bit for the plant matter to actually absorb the oil. Because once you close this, you're not going to want to open it until you drain the plant matter off. There are different opinions with these infused oils. Some people actually heat them up. Some people put them in the sunshine. I think that that just sets everything up for rancidity. And rancid oil can be cancerous. So I don't do that. I let it absorb naturally over about a month's time. I put this in the pantry once this is complete. So I've been pretty much a health nut all my life. And I don't know if I'm a nut. I do like almonds a lot. But for me, what I've realized within that process is that these more natural things doesn't mean that you can't be beautiful or that you can't enjoy your life, but that you really watch how it is that you're taking care of your body. That includes the skin care. That includes the oils. That includes anything that you're ingesting, like food, nutrients, beverages, but also these skin care oils are extremely important. And even what I have found, these lotions that I used to love, that I used to use for massage oils, have these synthetic absorbers that are really dangerous to the endocrine system. And for women, that just throws the hormones off. So pretty much I refuse to use them and make my own now, and am extremely happy with the results. I've noticed a huge difference in the quality of my skin and how I feel every day, my attitude, and I know that the difference that you make in your daily life, everything you do, what you think, how you are, how you communicate with others, the things you eat and drink are extremely important. So that's why I take the time to make these amazing oils too, because they support me. They support me every day in what I do. I've added some of this rosehip oils to lotions that I've made, to skincare, and I'm so happy that I've done this. I only get to harvest these once a year up the hill from where I am, and they were so fantastic this year. They were incredible. They were really abundant. They were like, so to me, this represents like sunshine in a bottle, because I've seen these plants before. And I do know that one of my best healers is going out into nature every day. So, I don't know if you can see that. I've been pouring and stirring and pouring and stirring. So you can see a little bit movement at the top of the bottle here. Okay. Now, I am just going to shake it about 100 times. And just to let you know, so you want to shake it really well. This happens every day, that you're going to shake it. So I usually put it in my pantry. And that way when I'm pulling out some food, then I also know that I have to shake this. It takes about 30 days. So I've put the name on it, rosehip oil, and I also put the date that I infused it. Because 30 days from now, I'm going to drain off the plant matter. So you can do this, you need a funnel. You also need some kind of a screen, and you just drain it right into a bottle. Then it comes out like this. You can also use glass. This beautiful, beautiful oil. Okay, so this one was done in jojoba. And it even has an amazing fragrance still. So it's a little bit red, so you can see all the qualities from the actual plant. And you can add it to other aromatherapy blends, or you can add it to your skincare oils. I actually really like to add this one to argan oil for my face oil, with also a little vitamin E. And then the combination of carrier oils. Really enhances each other. So, enjoy this infused oil that you've just made. Again, you want to keep it in a cupboard. You don't have to warm it up. Just shake it 100 times every day. And then drain off the plant matter at the end of 30 days or when you see the plant matter start to degrade. Now, it's going to be different timing depending on where it is that you live. If you live more in a tropical climate, this is going to be a faster process. If you live at 8,500 feet in the mountains in Colorado, like I do, it's going to take a little bit. So it might even take 5 weeks if it's more in the wintertime. So you can just see that the plant matter degrades. But it is better not to open it and expose it to the oxygen once you've closed the bottle and you've got all the carrier oil in there. So I hope that this has helped you to understand about infused oils. They're fantastic and you can do them easily yourself.